Okay, some very sound advice there, but we're going to go into the topic in depth right now. Joining me this morning, we have Dr. Jacob K.D. Amwatu. He is an obstetrician and a gynecologist at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital. And also, it's his birthday, so when you do see him today, give him a big happy birthday hug. Good morning, Doc.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm very
good. Thank you for joining us today, especially on your birthday as well. But Doc, let's get into the topic. First off, what would you class as obese, or somebody who or obesity?
Yeah, obesity is when your body mass index is more than 25.
Okay. And how do we get to that number of 25?
It's a calculation of your height in meters and then your weight. So your weight over your height in meters square.
Okay.
When you compute that, you shouldn't get a value more than 25.
Okay. So anything over 25 is classed as being clinically obese. Now,
the normal range is between 18.5 to 24.9.
Okay.
If you are below 18.5, it means you are underweight, and it also has its own complications.
Okay.
Yes, and if it is more than 25, then there are classes of obesity too. Then, so the higher the value, the more obese you are.
Okay, great. Now, obviously, during pregnancy, a woman's body has a drastic change within that 9 months. Is it normal for a woman to become obese during pregnancy?
Yes. You may become obese if your pre-pregnant weight is almost towards the obese or cross-border line.
Okay.
Because when you get pregnant, there is a normal weight that you should gain. Mm-hmm. So if you are closer to becoming obese or overweight, adding that weight makes you obese.
Okay.
And then within pregnancy too, if you gain excessive weight, there is a recommended weight that you should get or gain within the 9 months of pregnancy. Okay. So if you gain more than that, you may also become overweight whilst you are pregnant, or obese whilst you are pregnant.
Okay. So is there any way that you can actually not be obese throughout pregnancy? I mean, can you avoid obesity?
Oh yes, you can.
Okay.
If you began pregnancy with a normal weight, a normal body mass index, you are likely to finish pregnancy without becoming overweight or obese.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So what are some of the things that we can do for these pregnant ladies, or they can do for themselves, in order not to reach obesity during pregnancy?
In actual fact, we have the pre-conceptional counseling, or the weight before you become pregnant. If you are very conscious about your weight, not eating anything you get or eating junk, then your weight before pregnancy will not be too high, so that even when you are pregnant and you don't eat too much, you exercise and then eat a balanced diet, then you don't gain more weight whilst you are pregnant. Okay. Therefore, then you will not become obese during the pregnancy.
Okay, but it's a lot easier said than done, isn't it? Because obviously, pregnant women, they have their cravings. There's the hormonal imbalances. These all affect the way they even eat and the rest of it. So let's just say that throughout this period, a normal person or somebody who wasn't obese before pregnancy becomes obese during pregnancy. Can they get back to their normal selves again?
Yeah, they can get back to their normal self if after the pregnancy they check what they eat and exercise. But if you don't check what you eat and exercise after pregnancy, you are naturally going to put on weight.
Okay.
Yes. So if that adds to your already obese form, then it's difficult to control it. And the 9 months is quite a long period. So if you are used to eating a certain way within that 9 months, you may deliver and then still continue to eat that
way. Right. Okay. All right. Now, when it comes to risk factors, because this is what we're trying to ensure, that the risk factors aren't passed on to the baby as well as the mother, what are some of the risks that come with obesity for the mother and unborn child?
With the mother, you can develop hypertension in pregnancy.
Okay.
You can develop diabetes in pregnancy. You can develop preeclampsia in pregnancy. Yes, and then when in case you are going to deliver and you have to go through cesarean section, you have difficulty. The anesthetist will have difficulty in giving you anesthesia. Mm-hmm. The surgery sometimes is more difficult, takes more time, and then the wound may not get healed properly. It may get infected.
Okay.
When you are lying down, you can get DVT, deep vein thrombosis. and when that dislodges, can give you a heart attack.
Wow.
Yes, and then to the baby, the babies can also be born prematurely. And then, in fact, there are some research studies that shows that if you are obese, you are likely to abort your pregnancy, spontaneous miscarriages.
Okay.
Yes, you may also have abnormal malformations of the baby, congenital malformations. Yes, and then the babies may become too huge.
So you end up having big babies as well if you're not careful.
Yes, and then can give you birth traumas.
Okay, Doc, we're going to hand over to the other studio where Kevin is standing by and find out what people are saying on social media and our media platforms about this particular topic, and then we'll come back and continue as well. Kevin.
Let's find out what people are saying about obesity in pregnancy. Let's see, Asari Victor Pizarro says, eat well and exercise. We have some advice coming in. Nambi Patrick says, eating a good breakfast, choosing food both low in fat and sugar and high in fiber, drinking at least 8 glasses of water a day, and staying active. Nambi Patrick, this is what helps in with obesity in pregnancy. Let's see, Prince Nuruddin says, may God grant us healthy lives, but we must exercise our body and avoid fatty foods. Let's see what Edukofi Richard is also saying here. Exercise in pregnancy is good, but very strenuous ones in pregnancy can terminate the pregnancy. Some pregnant women eat too much and do little during pregnancy. So Edukofi, there are things women should do lots of exercise during pregnancy, but watch how they exercise, as too much can be harmful to the baby. Dos McLean says frequent exercise and eat less fatty foods. Let me take my final one here from Abuaji David, who is saying reduce sleeping and the kind of foods they eat. That is going to help with obesity in pregnancy. So that is it for the comments on social media on obesity and pregnancy. We'll go back to Studio C where Benny is going to continue the conversation.
Thank you very much, Kevin. Okay, so people have left their comments there. Some are advising a lot of exercise, eating healthily. What would be your advice to the general public or women who are intending on getting pregnant, or families who are intending on having children, about avoiding obesity?
Yes, to start with, before you get pregnant, you have to plan the pregnancy. And you have to check your weight. If you think that you're already overweight or obese, you need to see your dietitian or your doctor. They will draw a plan for you to make sure that you bring your weight down before you get pregnant. And then whilst you are pregnant, when you see your doctor or your dietitian, they will prescribe for you what you should eat, a balanced diet, so that you don't gain excessive weight.
Okay.
And then after delivery too, you still have to continue with a well-balanced diet to maintain your weight.
Okay. Doc, I want to thank you so much for coming in this morning and educating us more about obesity during pregnancy. And I'll repeat again that it is Dr. Amwatu's birthday today. So if you do see him around, please wish him happy birthday.